Welcome to Road to the Big Time, a show all about athletes' pathways to becoming a professional. Today we're talking to Tom Baulch, also known as Prime Train. Tom is known for his social media presence and his business Prime Train, where he makes his own training programs and help people achieve their fitness goals. So Tommy, tell us about your footy pathway and sort of how you got started with Prime Train.
Well, mate, yeah. Well, I guess Prime Train kind of started off, I guess, with my own kind of background with sport and fitness and training and all that sort of stuff. Like I was kind of into going to the gym and sort of stuff and wasn't seeing that much. Well, I was getting injured a fair bit and not seeing that much progression, I guess, in my footy. So I kind of started to change up my the way that I approach the gym a little bit and started, I guess, coining that term, train like an athlete, which was started to kind of compound and everyone started to get on top of it a little bit, which was really good. And I guess with my footy journey, I've kind of always, always loved footy. It's been my one love, I guess, with sport. Kind of grew up playing sport in WA and Western Australia and school footy, and then kind of moved over and played a bit of NEFL. Obviously played waffle over in WA. I played a bit of VFL last year, which was good fun. But yeah, now I guess my footy journey's probably been overtaken by my business, I guess, Prime Training, which is, guess, just taken up a lot more of my time and something that I'm really, really enjoying getting to work with a lot better footballers than myself, I'll tell you that much.
Righto, we got another question here. What is your pre-game routine from on your game day from the start, like when you wake up and to the end of the day, right through?
Um, Pre-game routine, probably I love to have a big bowl of pasta and a big pizza before I start off. So Friday night feed with the boys. Usually try and get the boys around, have a bit of a feed, and then I guess when it gets to game day, like to get up early, try and do something in the gym, move the body around a little bit, so you're feeling a little bit better, and then I do a bit of stretches and that sort of stuff as well, and then I guess go and have some breakfast with one of the boys or something, and then yeah, pretty much head into game day. I like to have a bit of caffeine before I go out there and playing. A lot of AFL players have really started to do that as well. That I've been talking to, I've been like, maybe try this if you want a little bit of a zip before the game. So they have a bit of a pre-workout scoop, and yeah, straight into the game, which they have been loving a lot lately.
Have you got anything pre-game that sort of helps with, because a lot of people get nervous and anxious pre-game. Have you got any tips sort of dealing with that?
I get this asked so much. People are like, "What do I do with nerves? Like, how do I get more confident?" And it's always the same answer. It's like I think that confidence is a result of how much work that you've put in throughout the week. So like, if you put in a heap of work throughout the week, and then you kind of get to the weekend, you're like, oh, I'm not sure who I'm lining up on. But like, you go out there, you've put in all the work during the week. You're like, fuck, I put in all the work. Oh, I'm ready to go. Like, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear. Sorry. Go out during the week, um, and like you look at your opponent, you're like, I know I put in more work than this bloke, so I'm ready to go, kind of thing. So like, always say, put in as much work as you possibly can throughout the week, and yeah, you just absolutely you play so much better. Your confidence is up. You're good to go.
Have you got like a favorite? Like we've touched on the gym a fair bit and training and stuff. We'll move to a bit of footy. Have you got a favorite moment so far in your footy career?
Absolutely. I've gotten asked a lot of times about this, and everyone probably thinks it'd be like, it might be something like selfish, like something, an individual thing. But my favorite moment ever would be my old man and I played footy together when I was 16. I was playing in the league team, and he was as well. He would have been 46 or something. He was pretty old, and we always wanted to play together and win a flag together. So that would be my favorite moment. And it was funny because we did play in a grand final together when I was 16, and unfortunately we lost by 3 points, which was no good. And then we came back the next year to play again, and I was 17, and unfortunately my old man got dropped for the granny, and he lost the reserves granny, and we won the league grand final. So that was a shock of memory for the old man. But yeah, good, all fun and games. Now we laugh about it.
Yeah. And how's that playing with your dad? Not many people get to go through that. How's that experience?
Like, it's so funny because I was probably playing more as a forward midfielder, and he was, playing off back flank or playing back pocket or something. And it's so funny because every time we get, he'd try and look out for me and try and kick it to me. And we linked up a few times, which was just like cracker. Like, we had such a good laugh about it. And, I was having Coca-Colas after the game, and Dad was having beers, obviously, and we were just having a laugh with it. Like, such a good moment. And just first game we played together, we won. And it was a whole lot of fun. So that was probably easily the best memory of playing footy, like just very wholesome.
Most of the work you do in the gym, is that mostly centered around your footy, or are you interested in like?
Yeah, 100%. So all of my training is centered around footy. It always kind of has been, I guess. A lot of people still ask me, what motivates me. Like, it was always kind of footy that motivated me. To go to the gym every day, because I always wanted to be the best possible footballer that I could be. So that was kind of something that I really focused on. But I guess, like, as you get older, there's a plethora of things that you train for. Like, I train just to, be mobile and not get injured now these days. Like, I'm still very young. I obviously still train for footy, but there's more things that you start to think about as you get older, probably. And I wouldn't say I'm wise or old or anything. I'm still very young at heart, but I guess your perspectives on training and gym definitely change throughout the years.
So you've worked with a fair bit of like athletes, like footy players, like Tom Mitchell and all that. Who's your most favourite player you've worked with?
I don't want to throw anyone under the bus here. I might get a bit of strife if one of the boys are listening to this. I've been working with a boxer lately called Taylor Robertson, who I've really enjoyed working with. We're actually off to Vegas on Wednesday. We're training with Mike Tyson, and then going Floyd Mayweather's gym as well on next week or this week, which is just like if you asked me a year ago or 6 months ago that I'll be doing something like that, I'd just say, like, get stuff. Like, there's just no way that I'll ever meet like Floyd Mayweather or Mike Tyson. And like, I'm going to train with one of my athletes there next week. So it's just like ridiculous. So I've loved working with Taylor. She's a legend. I've also loved obviously working with Titch and Mitch Georgiades. Will Power's a really good one as well. He's always asking questions. He's massive on his nutrition, Powley, which I always love to give him tips about. So just lucky to work with a lot of different people and a lot of different sports as well. Like, obviously AFL is my passion, but at the same time I've got, boxers, soccer players, rugby players, asking me for things. So super fortunate, I guess, to have that opportunity.
How'd you get it started to obviously have such a wide range of athletes?
Say that again, sorry.
Like, how'd you get it started to sort of have such a wide range of athletes? Like, get your business started?
I guess, like, I started, like, I've always played various sports. Like, even though AFL has been the sport that I've always loved, like, I've always played like soccer growing up, did a bit of boxing growing up, like all that sort of stuff. So I guess that athletes go like, oh, this guy's like, he can kind of, I think that they find a lot of respect out of, they can kind of talk to me on a level, or they know that I understand where they're coming from. So it's like, anything that they do, I've kind of I've experienced it. A lot of strength and conditioning coaches don't really understand or get an athlete's life because they never were an athlete, kind of thing. I think that's something that I've definitely very different, that why a lot of athletes do come to me, because they know that I understand where they're coming from, understand what their body's going through, understand the pressure and stress they're under. Obviously, I was never as good a player or any good as them, but obviously I have experience kind of being an athlete. A lot of strength and conditioning coaches are just focused on the science and don't really look at or listen to what an athlete has to say or what's going on in their body and all that sort of stuff.
From what you know, is it possible to keep up with the AFL fitness standards and also have a job at the same time? Would that be possible, or would that be?
So say again, for AFL
Fitness standards, would you also?
They're like, AFL's my favorite sport in the world, and I think the most athletic sport in the world, because that, like, obviously you guys probably watched plenty of AFL footy games, like actually going to the game, like watching the distance that they cover, how hard the bodies are getting hit against each other. Like, you can hear bodies getting like hit from, 10 rows back, which is just ridiculous. Like, what they go through is pretty tough to mimic, I guess, anything that that those boys do. It's incredible. I think what they go through, and I guess the fitness regime that they go through. Their pre-seasons are grueling. You hear all the older AFL players try to miss all the pre-season because it's just too bloody difficult. So yeah, it's definitely tough to keep up.
Yeah, right, cool. All right. So we'll move on. We want to move on to some sort of personal questions that we've got for you. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. But yeah. I'll give it my best shot. So we'll start off. Obviously, there was a clip of you having a little sip of a beverage on the ground at a footy game. What was sort of going through your head at that time? Tell us the story.
It's so funny how many questions I've got asked about this. And I think that like I was speaking with some friends just today even. They were kind of like, I guess it sounds a bit weird, but like my profile has definitely shot up since doing that. Like, and it's kind of, I was like, what's going on with this kind of thing? And people just find it so funny, like, especially Australians, like we just love someone that drinks beers. And like, I didn't do it on purpose or anything. Like I didn't mean to make such a big thing out of it. Like I was just trying to get involved with the crowd and everything. Having a little sip of beer. We were down by a fair bit last quarter, last game of the year, Darwin weather, it's 45 degrees. I'm like, hey, how about I have a sip of this beer? Get the crowd involved. And yeah, so I decided to have a sip of the beer and got caught on camera. And then I obviously decided to circulate it around social media as well, which probably wasn't that smart. Got a call from the AFL saying, mate, what are you doing? You're a bloody idiot. And then I got told I had to write like letters and stuff to the AFL saying I'm so sorry. And I've been on countless podcasts and interviews and, TV and everything. And they've been like, what are you thinking, mate? I don't know. I wasn't thinking much. Don't do it. Just drink beers after the game or Coca-Colas or Fantas or Sprites, whatever. But yeah, no, wouldn't recommend doing it.
No, that's funny. So a few of the boys at school, they're telling us, ask this bloke, what was his first kiss story? So we want to ask you, what was going. Tell us the story of your first kiss.
Bloody hell. All right, we'll go. I'll do it. Well, my first kiss, I won't say what age I was or anything. God, these are good questions. I like these. First kiss ever was with a girl. Her name was Ella. Had a little bit of a crush on her. I think I was in like year 2 or 3. And pretty young. pretty young. And I had this massive crush on her, and she was a year older than me. And it's a bit taboo to go for someone a year old, especially when you're that young, like year 2 and 3, like you're pretty young. And we're like family friends and everything. And we were doing this bus trip, and I decided to make a move on her one day. And I don't know why. I started calling her my girlfriend before we'd even kissed. So I already had it in my mind what I was going to do. And basically we're on this bus trip, and I don't know, we're sitting at the back of the bus and went and make a move, and success. Well done. Go me. And that's pretty much it. So shout out to Ella. Love you.
Seeing your hair, we love it. What's the hair care routine that goes into it?
My hair care routine, it changes, but recently I hate saying this, but most of the tips that I've gotten since it's gotten long has been from girls, because they've said, mate, what are you doing with your hair? It's starting to get real like a crow's nest back there. So they've started to give me like purple shampoo, which is like meant to stop it from going like hell blonde. And then they've like given me this like Moroccan oil that I have to put in it every day to like make it not go like real disgusting. So, and then I put in some like leave-in conditioner as well. That's about it. And I've been using the Manscaped products lately. They sent me the Manscaped products. I've just been using it to cut my hair lately. So I've just been putting silly tracks and silly designs in the hair, which is caused a bit of a stir, but it's all a bit of fun and games.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, fair enough. And give us the story of like the biggest spray you've gotten from a coach, and like what was it for? What happened?
Oh God, the biggest spray. I've probably had a few in my life, but okay, I'll give you one. I'll give you this, and I'll make sure I tell the full story, but I'll make it quick. I won't bore you guys. So there was this one time that so I was at college, which is like, kind of like American college, like basically in Brisbane, and everybody goes out all the time. They're always going out. They're always drinking like all the time. And I wasn't, because I was playing footy. So, I'd go out with them, but I wouldn't drink. So I'd post a photo once on a Friday night, and and post a photo of one of the boys having a beer. It was like 10 o'clock at night. I've taken a photo. You know what social media is like. Take a photo, post it, and then you go to bed. Like, you just want to show everyone that you're out and about. So this was on a Friday night. Posted a photo, and then everyone thought that I was out there drinking as well. So I've rocked up to footy the next day, and I've been pulled out in front of the boys. Said, Baulchy, you were out drinking last night. You're not playing. I said, no, I wasn't, mate. Like, I posted one photo. Anyway, and I tried to argue. I was like, mate, I wasn't drinking, because I knew I was in the right. Anyway, not a good idea. I got pulled off, not playing, rocked up, ready to go, playing footy, and got told, no, you're not playing. The emergency's playing today. And I got a 2-week suspension from my football club.
What? That's rough. Oh.
I know, tough as. I've definitely learned. No, I haven't learned my lesson, but no social media before games or just at any time. It gets me in so much trouble. So be very careful.
Yeah, right. Fair enough. So Tommy, that's all we got time for today. Thanks for coming on the show. Hopefully we can do this again another day, and that's been Road to the Big Time.
Appreciate it so much. Thank you for having me on. I love you guys. Hopefully you have a fantastic rest of your week.